What's the most common question that people ask you when they find out you have 4 moms? Too bad, it's really sad you don't have a father figure and that you're going to be messed up in some way, especially having 4 moms, my God. Can you respond to that? So everything you've said thus far is the exact same as other people in this classroom who live in that position. So therefore, I guess I want to ask, how are you different? When did you have the straight conversation for the first time with them?
What do you mean by that?
I mean, like, when did that first enter the conversation? Like, are you straight? Are you gay?
We never had that conversation.
Oh my God. Oh my God. God, you are a completely normal family, so-called normal family. Oh my God. So, you have 4 moms.
Yeah, I do.
So how'd you come to have 4 moms?
So I was born and raised with 2 moms, and they broke up when I was in 4th grade. I wouldn't say divorced because gay marriage was not legal back then. And then they are both currently remarried. So I have 2 stepmoms, 1 adoptive mom, and 1 biological mom.
2 stepmoms, 1 adopted, 1 biological mom. Okay. So how's that been? How is that?
It can be a little hectic.
Like a little, like what do you mean?
So like my parents, like I said, they got divorced in 4th grade. So like just going back and forth has been pretty easy for me, especially how they both live in both households are in New Jersey. Uh-huh. So it's been good, but like it's a lot of love. All 4 of them, like I love them so much. They love me so much. It's not like a Cinderella situation where they're like the evil stepmom. Like I adore them very much.
So not even one of them is like the evil stepmom kind of thing.
No, so
but everyone has different personalities. So
yes. Yeah, no, they are definitely their own people. That's for sure.
Uh-huh. There's like a trope or something, I don't know. And like when you have a mom and a dad, and you go ask your dad for something, and
I've never met him.
Yeah, the person was he a sperm donor? Yeah.
Yes, it was through a cryobank.
Okay, but there's this kind of thing where it's like go ask your dad, and you go ask your dad for something, and your dad's like, oh, go ask your mom. Like it's always go ask your mom, but for you, that's like a big, huge circle. Go ask your mom. Go ask your mom.
Yes, it is a huge circle for me. So out of the 4 of them, I would say there are some that definitely have more masculine and like the others have like more like feminine characteristics. Like for example, my one mom, my birth mom, she is very big into construction working. She loves the bears. And like when people say like, oh, like, why don't you go ask your dad something? And I'm like, okay, but like just like the kind of things that like they ask me like you should ask, it's like I still get the same advice in a way, if that makes sense, because she's been a lesbian most of her life, while my one other stepmom, she recently came out. Well, like not recent, but like more recent compared to the other 3.
Mm-hmm. What's the most common question that people ask you when they find out you have 4 moms?
Wow, how is that possible that you have 4 moms? That makes no sense. Like, and you have no dads. I think like more people are like surprised that I have no father figure in my life. And some people are like, have you ever like they ask me questions about whether if I was curious about my biological dad or things like that. And I was just curious and like just wanted a picture or a name. Like I have no active desire to meet him or like want him in my life because I have 4 people that love me very much.
People who kind of struggle with this issue of gay marriage and struggle with this kids, they're gonna. Many people will think like, oh, first off, too bad. It's really sad you don't have a father figure, and that you're going to be messed up in some way, especially having 4 moms. My God. Can you respond to that?
Yeah, I've had a lot of people come up to me and they kind of give me sympathy because I never had a male figure in my life. I was also born and raised as an only child. So like I didn't even have like a brother to go to or things like that. And like I've had this one kid in high school. So like he was born and raised in a Christian family home. And so he swears by the Bible. He loves the Bible. And then he said, "How do you feel that your parents are going to hell?" And I'm like, "How do you want me to?"
All 4 of them.
Yeah, all 4 of them. And I'm like, "How do you want me to respond to that?" Because I don't know, like everyone has their own definition when it comes to things. And I feel like a lot of people, when it comes to religion, I'm not as knowledgeable of it, but I do know there are some people where they like to pick and choose, be like, "Oh, you're gay, you're going to hell." And I'm like, "Do you eat pork?"
Yeah.
Like,
yeah, it's a thing that we all pick and choose. Yeah. You know, I mean, we point a finger out at other people. We have 3 coming back at us. Mm-hmm. What's the coolest part of having 4 moms? Yeah, what's the coolest part?
So if you ask that question to me when I was in 5th grade, I would say the Christmas presents.
Yeah.
But now that I am older and more mature, I would say each mom also has a new, different outlook upon life. So I can ask all 4 of them the same question, but I'll also get different answers, similar answers. So I can kind of just like, I can see everyone's different personality and learn from all of them.
Okay, so everything you said thus far would be true of you if you had a mom and a dad and they split up and they got remarried and were in 2 more straight relationships, right? So you had 2 moms and 2 dads. So everything you've said thus far is the exact same as other people in this classroom who live in that position, right? So therefore, I guess I want to ask, how are you different? Like, you know, like how are you different from those people?
I don't know. I'm not sure. I mean, we're all human. We all go to Penn State.
Yeah.
So how different are we really?
Yeah. I'm thinking okay, I'll give you one way in which you're different. You're probably more open to, like open in like a deep emotional, spiritual way to same-sex marriage than other people who aren't raised inside of a same-sex marriage.
You know, I actually have something to say because of that. Sometimes when it comes to same-sex marriage or people coming out, I feel I'm a little too laid back on it. Like, I remember when I was in high school, a coworker, he came up to me and he was just coming out of the closet and saying like, "Hey, I think I'm gay." And I'm just like, "Oh, okay, cool." When like, I mean, I didn't make that big of a reaction like some other people will. And I later came up to him, apologized, thinking back on it. I was like, "Hey, I'm sorry if you think I was like brushing you off or that I didn't care. It's just my normal everyday life." So.
Yeah, it's normal every day. Well, everything is normal every day. Look, once we experience things, right? I mean, that's what this class is about, is just seeing the normal every day that's all around us in a way. 1991 is when I first started teaching this class. And support, this is just among Americans, was 24%, which is like, 1 in 4 people. And now we're close to 3 in 4 people in the United States who say, "No, that's fine. Your family is perfectly wonderful and fine as a family and should be supported just like every other family." Okay? That's a huge difference. I mean, that, when you look out over this room, 75% of this room is a lot of people. And so, Yeah, it's huge. If you look at this, this is just a map of places where same-sex marriage is legal, and you notice that most of these countries are people of European ancestry, right? South Africa, Argentina, Uruguay, Paraguay, Chile. So I just wanted to show that, but I want to really go to you and say, the 30%. What would you want to say? Like, you being the representative, you don't get any more inside of a same-sex marriage than you, right? Yeah. What would you want to say to people? Because this is, wait, can you go forward one more? More and more of these countries in the world are going to turn green. Okay, they are, because we are moving in the direction of greater support for same-sex marriage. So, your family is just increasing each year, each decade, just more and more accepted all over the world. Okay, and by the way, it doesn't mean that people in all these other countries don't accept same-sex marriage. It just means that there are no laws making it legal. But anyway, what would you want to say to the 30%?
I'll say just let people be themselves. Just let people, be happy, do what makes you happy. Because if you're going to be living a false life where you're suppressing your true identity, like, that's not truly living, in my opinion. There's surviving and then there's living life. And if you are just not going to live life the way you want, like, I would say you're not truly experiencing it. And we all have one life, so we should just make the most of what we got.
And so you're looking at your moms, who you love, and you're saying, I want for them, I'm really grateful that the four of them are living the life that is really, that they're true, that's their true life, that's their true path. Mm-hmm. And I am really happy for them. And you're really happy for you.
I would say I'm very lucky to have all four in my life.
Okay, hang on. So I just want to sit with that for a second. I'm really lucky. So look, there are definitely people who watch. There are people in the classroom who are just gonna struggle, right? But there are definitely people also who watch the stream, right? And to them, I just want to say, listen, man, she just said, I'm really lucky to have all four of my moms in my life. Like, what's the struggle? Like, you know what I mean?
There is no struggle.
Yeah, there's no struggle.
I would say the only struggle we really experienced were just laws and, like, religion are the two. So when I was in high school, we decided to take a trip to Punta Cana, and so I was, like, so excited. But then I, like, remembered, oh my God, I totally forgot, like, not everyone is totally accepting of gay culture. And so I, like, told them, I was like, hey, can you guys please be careful and, like, I don't know, just, like, limit your PDA outside of the resort or things like that. And they thought, like, oh, she's being so cute, she's looking out for us. But I was being dead serious then, and I was being dead serious now, because in some parts of the world it could be dangerous, which is very unfortunate.
Yeah, totally.
And when it comes to religion, my one stepmother, she's Catholic, born and raised, still is Catholic, but because of who she chose to marry, she could not get married in the Catholic Church.
Yeah, which is like, but that'll change. Mm-hmm. That'll change for sure. The one thing that people think is that if you're raised by gay parents, mm-hmm. your parents are gonna turn you gay.
That is not true. That's not true.
I mean, I've never known. Yeah. Did they talk about? Wait, I'm gonna assume you're straight. Do you talk to them about your boyfriends or guys you have crushes or whatever it is? Like, how?
So they keep bugging me about that stuff, but I try to say, like, dead silent, like, what happens at college stays at college. Like, I don't really try to tell them, like, everything, like boyfriends or guys or things like that. I just, and, like,
So you're like most other students. You're not
Yeah.
going home talking to your parents about.
No,
Yeah.
I don't go around talking. Like I am single, so like I don't have like a boyfriend. So they're like, oh, how's Jacob doing, or like so and so, and I just don't have that. And like they know I'm straight, so they don't even bring up girlfriend or things like that.
When did you have the straight conversation for the first time with them?
What do you mean by that?
I mean, like, when did that first enter the conversation? Like, are you straight? Are you gay? Are you?
We never had that conversation.
Oh my God! Oh my God! God, you are a completely normal family, so-called normal family. Oh my God, that's awesome, dude! Give a high five to all four moms. Yeah.
Thank you.
That's great. Yeah. Because I mean, okay. That's just so cool. Because people are gonna think like, oh my God, from a really young age, they must have been talking to you about this, and of course they're not. Of course they're not.
And funny about young age, I've actually experienced a lot more difficulties like while I was younger. Like I became like very, like when my parents were still together, I became very defensive for them because like a little like third or fourth grader, it's gonna be really hard for them to like truly understand this life because their home life is mom and dad, and they didn't even know there was another option.
Yeah.
So they're like, what do you mean you have no dad? That's impossible. So I would fight them for that.
But how quickly did kids accept?
I've noticed when I was explaining to them, a lot more people became less confused around like 5th or 6th grade.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay, hi. I'm just really curious. What do you call like each of your moms?
Oh,
like
yeah.
like how many possible I need to know.
Yeah.
1, 2, 3, 4. No, I'm joking. I'm totally joking. No, so I used, like when I was like really little, I used to do mama and mommy, but that's when I was like really little and I only had 2, but now they broke up and remarried. So I just say mom Erin, mom Lori, or just something like that. Like they totally understand how I incorporate their first names sometimes just to avoid confusion.
Yeah, was there one mom that when you were a kid and you knew you had her, you wanted to stay out longer or do something you weren't allowed to do?
Yeah, I would say all 4, they're pretty lenient, but I definitely had 1 or 2 that were much more lenient than the others.
Uh-huh.
So like if I wanted to, I would like know like, hey, do you mind if I borrow your car if I can go out or if I can stay out a little later?
Yeah.
If you grew up in what you might call a traditional household, do you think your life would be much more different than what you have now, or do you think it would be about the same?
Dude.
Absolutely.
Once again, you killed it with the question. Beautiful question. All right.
Yeah, no, that's a really good question. I would say my life would be completely different, not just like how, like where I am currently, but like how I am as a person. I think I would not be as open-minded if I was born and raised with mom and dad. Yeah, like I'm not even sure if I would be going to Penn State because my adoptive mom, she's an alumni here, and I knew I wanted to go to Penn State when I saw my first football game too. So I probably wouldn't be sitting here and talking to all of you guys.
Yeah. You could be, I mean, you'd be really open-minded and with straight parents, right? I mean, there are plenty of straight parents who are super open-minded, but the thing is, you live in a certain space that opens your mind just a little bit in a really unique way. Yeah, that's a little bit different.
I definitely have that unique perspective on life.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah. Dude, awesome, man. Thanks. I appreciate it. Yeah.